Hey guys, how's it going? It's ThatCupGuy here, and today's gameplay we got a little bit of squad deathmatch on Rogue Transmission. So today I want to talk about the effectiveness of the Scar H and do a little bit of review on the gun. Today I'm running with the Assault class with a Scar H suppressed, with a Compact 45 sidearm, and my accessories are the med bag and the defib. So, being squad deathmatch, I have quite a few close range, mid range, and long range encounters, and I will explain why this is most effective at the mid to long ranges. So, to start, the Scar H has a close range max damage of 34 damage per bullet. That means it only requires 3 bullets at close range to take out your targets. And the minimum damage per bullet at long range, the Scar H will do 25 damage, which means even at the longest range you can imagine, even if you hit your enemy in the foot, it will only take 4 bullets to kill them. Whereas in comparison, the say AUG A3, SAR 21, M416, they have a max damage at close range of 25 damage. So that would be 4 bullets at close range to take out your target. And at max range, those guns will only do 18 damage, which means at extreme long ranges, anything over 42 meters to be precise, will require 6 bullets to take down your enemy. So, you might be thinking, well, the Scar H must be the best gun, of course. But that's not quite the case, and DICE does a really good job of balancing the weapons to be good at 1 or 2 areas, but not dominate at all areas. So, first off, one factor that evens out the playing field is rate of fire. The Scar H has a very slow round per minute of 620. I think the only assault rifle with a lower round per minute is the SAR 21 at 600 rounds per minute. And the M416 has a 750 rounds per minute. At the top end of the spectrum for the assault rifles, you have the AEK at 900 and the FAMAS at 1000. So what effect does round per minute have? At close quarters, a higher round per minute means more bullets can be pumped into your enemy and you still have room for missing shots. With a very slow rate of fire, the Scar H doesn't have a good opportunity to take down its enemy, even with a high damage output per bullet, because if you miss a single bullet at close range, you might only get 2, maybe 3 bullets into your enemy before an enemy takes you down with an M416 or AEK. So in short, the high round per minute weapons are much more efficient at close quarters than the slow rounds per minute gun, such as the Scar H. So, at mid ranges, the Scar H is much more effective because it has very high accuracy and a high damage per bullet. Even at the longer ranges, the Scar H is doing equivalent to other assault rifles' max damage. So even at these mid ranges where I'm aiming right now, that would still be 25 damage per bullet and only requiring 4 bullets to kill an enemy, whereas if they had an M416, it would require 6. One thing to keep in mind though at medium ranges is the muzzle velocity. The Scar H has another downfall of a very slow muzzle velocity of only 410 meters per second. And when equipping the suppressor, muzzle velocity drops all the way down to 280 meters per second. That's quite slow. If you're comparing to the AUG A3, it's laughable the difference. The AUG A3 has a muzzle velocity of 670 meters per second. So with the AUG A3, you barely have to lead your targets because the bullets are traveling so fast that it's almost instantaneous on the screen from the time the bullet leaves your gun to hitting your target. Whereas with the Scar H, with a 280 meters per second, you need to lead your target substantially. So you'll see here, if I'm trying to shoot at a target running across a field, I am leading them into my bullets. So I have to shoot 5 to 10 feet in some cases ahead of the target just to hit them. So the max distance of this weapon is a little bit questionable, only because it's very hard to read how far to lead a target with your bullets. It does a lot of damage at max range, but with such a slow muzzle velocity, it's very hard to actually hit your target at that range. So another factor that leads into this gun is magazine size. Because it has such high damage output per bullet, DICE only gave it a magazine size of 21 bullets, which I believe is lowest in the assault rifles, whereas most assault rifles have 31 rounds in a magazine. That means you're going to be reloading quite a bit. Luckily, the reload time is not atrocious. The reload time of the Scar H is 2.4 seconds on an empty clip. So if you shot every bullet out of your gun, it will take 2.4 seconds to be able to shoot another bullet. Whereas if you leave one bullet in the chamber, your reload only goes down to 1.9 seconds. So that's something to keep in mind. If you have the opportunity to not shoot all of your bullets, you'll get a 0.5 of a second faster reload, which is very important in close quarter combat. If you can save half a second on your reload, you'll have a much better chance taking out your enemy. So, lastly, I just want to talk about the recoil of this weapon. I like to run with a folding grip to minimize the vertical recoil. I find you could try to increase the accuracy of this weapon with a heavy barrel, but I find the first shot recoil and subsequent shots, it just has way too much vertical recoil. So I like to go with the suppressor, which doesn't give me that muzzle climb, and I get a good balance between accuracy and vertical recoil. So here you can start hearing the music in the background as the tenseness of the game starts picking up. I started realizing we weren't ahead by much at all, and my kills were really contributing to the lead here. So I just started looking everywhere for enemies, and luckily encountered some people here in the building to my right, and the Scar H pulls off the kills for me. So in short, I just want to say that the Scar H is a great gun for medium to long range, but you have to know its strengths and its weaknesses. It's not going to win close quarter combat, and at extreme long range, you're going to have a very hard time hitting your target. At mid range, use the accuracy and high damage model to your benefit, and don't be afraid to reload with this weapon because it has very quick reloads. So that's about it for today's video. Luckily, you're going to see me get the last kill here and we pull off the win. If you guys enjoyed this weapon review, please hit that like and subscribe button, and feel free to let me know any other guns you want to have a review on or any other gameplay you'd like to see. So I want to thank you again, and take care.